our damage could improve, you know, like with a better weapon. We are using just a one divine weapon, but just buying the perfect, like, is too much. It would be, they are so expensive. Like just this 800 divines. Yeah, of course my build anyone could do a lot of damage if they had this, right? It's incredible. And this is probably the highest damage, but oof, how much? Holy shit, this is new. Yeah, you can have a really expensive weapon to sell. I don't have one of these. This has 80 divines. Mine is a one divine weapon right now. It's not the worst, but so let's check the build. That's our clear speed. It could be better, of course, but this is not finished completely. Like there are better weapons here. I mean, there are better equipment to farm. So, or upgrades to do. So, hi, I'm making this video just to showcase how this build works. We are gonna begin with the items. This helmet gives us two of the things we need: life regen, and we take less damage, right? Practically just that. To be tankier and to regen life, HP. This getting this regen is incredible. I regen 100 HP, I mean 100 energy shield instead of HP per second, and the overall, let me do that again, beginning with the helmet is done. Okay, hi guys, welcome to this video. I'm making this one to showcase how this build works, right? So first, this is a build enabled by using this amulet. Is like the most important part of the setup. You need life regeneration applied to energy shield. As you can see, I have very little energy shield, but if you pair that with the mutable star, we get 100% more armor, defending one against hits, as though you had 1% more armor per 1% current energy shield. So it means that if we have full energy shield, it treats our armor as doubled, right? It's 100% more armor, making it so, even though here it says I have 10k armor, just 10k armor, with this, the first hit that hits me with full energy shield just hits me for as if I had 20k armor. It has a cap, right? So, but imagine just for that. So of course we want to have our energy shield full, so the hitters are less. It's practically that, right? We are also immune to stuns. We are using, this is about items, but we are using Wavering Stance. As you can see, we can't be light stunned, but we cannot dodge roll or sprint. But we can do this, and it's practically a better dodge roll. You can find this skill using the Shank Gun covered sabatons, and this item does two things for us. It gives us like deflection is fine, but it gives us the ability to ignite enemies when we jump. For this reason, that we can ignite the enemies as we dodge roll, we are using Charm of the Sylvian to become ignited. So this build requires to be ignited when you hit the enemies with this. How do you do that? How do you become ignited? Well, you use the self-immolation passive skill stone, no? How do you call them? This node right here, you need this one. But you also need two others that you find to your annoyance or to that gem I just showed you. You need reinforced barrier, and reinforced barrier and projectile bulwark, right? This one here. This is incredible. This is, if you want to build an armor character, you need this. Just everything is a projectile, and 100% to 120% more armor against any projectile is, bro, you have to use this. It's necessary for any armor build that gets hit, right? I don't dodge anything. I don't have a evasion rating, so we tank every hit, right? So these are the items that we use. The helmet, yeah, I talked about this earlier, but it just makes us take less hits from frontal hits, and also damage over time, and also gives us 28 life regen, right? But this last line, like, take less damage over time, it goes from 100 to about, I think, how much? I know it just ranges 30, right? But it's a corrupted item, and so we have the 36 roll. So we take less damage over time, 36% less damage over time, alternating every 5 seconds, not always. But this is incredible, because even though we are tanky against any hit, a pull, a ground surface, like an ignite ground, not that much because we have this, but also that poisons bleeds are our enemy, right? We get you can get bleed immunity with this node right here, and you can get poison immunity with toxic tolerance. This one is tolerant equipment. You get immunity to bleeding or poison, depending if you. But our armor is highest on this helmet, so we get bleeding, which is actually our biggest enemy. Being immune to bleeding, using that, and heroic tragedy, timeless jewel, with a corrupted blood enchant is necessary. Right, you can see here that I took some notes. This changes what's around, right? So another thing about this build, I'm using this. Okay, let's continue with the items. Okay, the stuff you need, the more damaging physical damage stuff with +6 to all attacks practically, right? And also, like, it's necessary that it has like 14% critical hit chance. Critical hit chance is the way we just practically hit with Flicker Strike. The first hit that Flicker Strike connects will I mean, it will be like the base damage hit. Every other hit from that sequence will get. So if you get 200 damage, it repeats 5 times the 200 damage. But if you get the first hit 1k damage, you do 5k damage. So the difference is quite big. So we need our Flicker Strike to practically just crit every time it hits. We are using for that we are using inevitable critical, and yeah, we have other gems too. But let's talk about that in a second. So finish our armor. We have our rings. We want them like these practically. Like you want to have your max defense resistances, and having a chaos plus another resistance. Because if we get that on both rings, we get our cap, right? But I don't have it yet. This is like the
not yet.
See the stats you need. These are so the resistances, evasion, chaos resistance, maybe some damage, right? Somehow this is not perfect. If we had increased lightning damage, would be better. 24% chaos damage doesn't go to waste though, because we have mantra of destruction, and we're using also a chaos like thing all over here on our spear. So this is the ring practically. This is the gloves. These are like 1 divine worth of gloves, maybe on the high end, maybe 2 divine gloves. The prices are just like going up and down, right? But basically you want your resistances. We don't care about elemental damage here, we just care about practically armor on these gloves. So there are like, if you check the market right now, you can check that, you can see that any gloves, you have to look them for like this, by the way. Explicit armor local. If you don't do that, you won't find them. And you click here and you go to the highest armor glove in the market. Right now it is 280 divines. It's not that much, but the gloves are the most important part of the. Oh, this is a lot. Maybe this, we can work with this. 40, 30. We don't care about this too much. And 42. Whew. And it's like on our range, 10 divines. Yeah, everything here goes lower. This is one of the stats you want on the gloves. That makes the jump from 10 divines to 280. Because this is 188% more armor. So yeah, why is armor so important? That's on our skill tree, like leather bound gauntlets. So it makes it so base evasion is the same as with gloves, right? And then because we're using iron reflexes that converts all our evasion to armor, we get that 1.k block of armor into our actual armor, evasion into actual armor, and it works perfectly. The belt is also really important. You get your resistances, your life regeneration. You need life regeneration, and I would prefer, life is fine, but I would prefer charm effect gained. Well, we need chaos resistance too, right? So we are getting chaos resistance from these items. Maybe we can get it from here too, from the gloves, because all the other things are just set on. Well, our shield has chaos resistance. But yeah, all of the items are set on uniques, so you can find them like that. I presume you could get a better weapon than this. Moving, because we can't sprint, we do this to move around. It's actually faster when, we do this, right? It's actually faster when there are enemies around because of our passives. And okay, I finished this. Let's talk about the skills really fast. So what we care, this is interesting, this mechanic. I haven't been able to make it work using our Spire of the Iron Helix spear. It hits a bit. There's a gem that I could put here, right? Actually, just we hit like this, right? But when we are shooting, when we are fighting the enemies, we get Chaos Surge. Practically, it makes it so when we are consuming power charge. Yes, while I'm using the spear, it will generate a charge that gets exploded by a spear throw. This chaotic surge. We get this one. So this explodes at the end of the trajectory when this thing hits. It's not making much damage, but it's interesting, right? And this also gives us like life leech. So if they lower our energy shield and we get hit on the HP, we actually don't have regeneration because we're using Ligurian Talisman Amulet. So we need Eternal Youth here. This is important. Yeah, this is really important. So our life recharges instead of the energy shield, right? Because we are not getting in any way to regen our HP, but by using flasks, but actually getting a passive like every 2 seconds your life just goes up is good. And that's why we are using on the on the armor these sockets, these gems, right? Faster start of energy shield recharge, and we increase energy shield recharge rate on the item itself. We get life regeneration, that's something we need. We have reduced ignite duration, important to not get damage over time on this build. Bleeding duration not that important because we're immune to it. And defend against hit if you had 1% more armor per 1% current energy shield. Yeah. There's a word where you're immune to poison because you have a evasion helmet, but I haven't looked into it, right? Maybe there's an evasion helmet that makes it immune to poison, and we just become ignited more. We toss this out and get him a bleed charm. I don't know. Yeah, things that I have to look for. Okay, this are the items. Okay, yeah, I went through the charms. The HP is just whatever, and our mana flask. I was using this practically just because I was using stimulants before, so you can get this path over here instead of going down. But I wanted time manipulation, and these notes here, it makes it so the buffs on you expire 50% faster, yeah, and it's actually useful, really useful, because sometimes you get a debuff from an enemy that's not a bleed, or it works with bleeds and other things, but it also works with or ice melt or shit like that from that some enemies have. So this is really useful. That's the thing that we are most afraid of. Okay, I think that's the items, the stuff. Yeah, I went through everything, right? Fine. So well, I had that, and using melting maelstrom is like really useful to maintain 16, always having 16% attack speed. So I might change these. However, it actually hits, right, every single time with chaos damage, and I really like that. I don't know. This build is not completely finished. I have to work around it, but the perfect thing would be like not have this equipped, so we have instability, and we get volatility, and we get precise volatility. So we have 50% more crit hit chance. I did this with my other character, going to this node right here, putting this here, and adding this to this. And then I work around here, right? This is another really good passive, but yeah, coming here is a bit challenging at the moment. We need to go here for the damage practically, and okay. Now yeah, it's finished. So let's talk about passives. We are using Witchhunter Mercenary build, using quarterstaff and spear. We are using Cielos, I don't know how to pronounce this, Inquisition, to get clear, right? To get more clear when we are running maps. Just for that reason. It's not, I mean, it's really useful, but if you are gonna boss, maybe you can change these ones. But to clear maps is practically the only way I have found how to. So this make it so having bleed on your setup is useful, because if you kill them when they are bleeding out, they might explode twice when you pair that with maybe I don't have it equipped right now. It's tier the name. Maybe I just change it. But yeah. Will I change it? It's crazy. No, because we are using the head too. Oh no, we have tier here. Okay. So in Wind Dancer, when you have the tier gem, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, we're going for those skills later. Okay, what's next? Our passive is this thing right here. We go from to the left. It's a bit weird, and we are using Sorcery Ward with these two passives. This stacks really well with armor. We have 80% right now, but when our Scavenged Plating buff connects, this is why we need the most damaging physical damage quarter staff. We get a stack of this, and we actually get more armor. It's really good. It's like, yeah, necessary to get armor like that. So our Sorcery Ward, even though here it says just absorbs 4k elemental damage from hits, it actually gets higher, right? Previous patch it used to go into the 20k elemental damage, but right now I have seen it on this build like 8k, 7ks. So there's that, and we are using Weapon Master. This is a beauty, a thing of beauty. So yeah, we have 100 passives to allocate with our spear skill set, and 100 with our quarterstaff skill set. As you can see, I still haven't used them all. Like I have 122 of base, right? But I have just used like 34 or so. So this is overkill, of course, but it makes everything works, right? So we go here just to get immunity to stones, get a socket to put things. We need those. We go here to get iron reflexes and leather bound gauntlets. We go up to get another gem and get this cluster, just because with this gem in particular you have 2% attack speed, and you can get 2% attack speed with spears on notable passive skill points. So every single one of these gives us up to 4%. So it's 8, 12, 16. If we go to the right to get immunity to bleeding necessary, and we go here to get glancing blows, because we don't have we don't care if we invade, we just care about deflection. That it's lucky is actually really good. 20% of armor deflection rating is like effective 40%, right? So every 3 hits they hit us once, but that one hit every 3 hits does less damage, up to 40% more less damage. So this is great to have. Overall, everything builds up, right? We go down. As I said earlier, you can go over here, get a different path. But I really wanted to get this. This is useful too, but if you don't need really need the skill speed. It just makes your the DPS go higher. You go for more defense, because I really like going for defense. So we get this for both because we need charms gained, and this gives us a lot. This 40-60% charms gained, alongside this one is 90% charms gained, alongside if this has 120% charms gained. And there are belts also with charmed regeneration per second, like 0.15 charge regeneration per second. I've seen those with a desecration. So you can get a lot of charms. As I said earlier, getting charge for this build is necessary. So you ignite them when you jump, and you get a bubble so they don't hit your just 4k. You took 2k life pool, right? 160 plus 419 behaves differently because we have armor here. Next is damage for our quarterstaff. We are using the second weapon skill set because we are using the whirling slash tech to move. I will talk about that later, but on the skill gem like section, but we can use this gem right here. Less attack speed but more damage. I mean less attack more attack speed if you set 1 less, but does less damage on set 1, but if they're on the set 2, that's why we have this setup like this, right? So when we have our spear on the weapon set 1, this has more attack speed, gives us more attack speed, but our spear does less damage, right? Because we don't have it set it up on a staff skill, it doesn't matter. But we could be using this also on a staff skill maybe, but I don't. It's just 30% more damage, which is not bad though. I would have to think about it. So yeah, we have this tech to get attack speed here, and we get rage to get attack speed, and bleed to get and rapid attacks to get attack speed. So yeah, but this section is about the passives. This one here is great to use if your weapon have mana leech, your quarterstaff has mana leech, physical leech. This makes it so physical damage leech for mana, this makes it so it works with your lightning damage, is what you mostly do, right? So this is useful if your staff has it. Mine doesn't, so I don't have it right now. But as I said earlier, improvements could be made. We get more damage here, and this is also the way we get chaos resistance with this gem right here. Small passive skills in radius grants us 3% chaos resistance. This is like a 2 divine kind of gem of Jewel, but there are like some that are around 40 that are better. Like it gives us chaos resistance and also spirit for big nodes, and that would be a lot, like 50 spirit just here. Incredible. But yeah, this is how we get chaos resistance with our Against the Darkness Time Lost Diamond. We go to the right, we go down with our skill set point to get attack speed per 25 dexterity. So we go up and we get to this gem. Heroic Tragedy Timeless Jewel. This changes everything, right? So this gives us spell damage, but with this, now it's mana leech and magnitude of poison. Changes everything. This gives us days on hit, but with this, it gives us charm effect duration. You have to buy one of these to change one big node, right? This case Hollow Palm technique, I don't care about that. I change it to Circular Teachings. There are some placement positions I have thought about this gem. One is here and the other is here. Just to change this one, right? And maybe you could like Maybe not. I really like this one here. I mean, being able to take everything about around circular teachings, but you can also get it from this one. The thing with this one is that what we need most is Shattering Blow, not really in the range of that, of this gem. Where are you? Passive in radius of resonance can be allocated from nothing diamond. So you could get one for resonance, or you could get one for resolute technique. So I don't think it's worth it right now, but having Shattering Blow would be incredible. So consider this path as well if you are, I know, have a different heroic tragedy jewel, right? This is corrupted, so it gives us corrupted blood immunity, but you can't. You need this combination, the line of Meddev by the Kalgur. There are like 3, depending on whether it ranges from 100 to 8k. You can't check this on the Path of Exile 2 page yet. So you have to gamble practically. You have to buy one of these and see if it gives you things that you want here. It's practically a gamble, and then you have to pick what works for you and what doesn't, right? The thing with this, right, as I said earlier, is that changes worth tactics, and that's maybe not the best, because we could be doing more damage if we had these war tactics and precise volatility. So we go up and we get Eternal Youth, so we get some HP regeneration after they don't hit us because they're hitting our energy shield that's regenerating 100 per second, and we are really tanky. We get for the staff damage, more power charges, and damage, more power charges on defenses, and everything about the staff, right? Okay, these are the passives. Hope I don't miss anything. Having cooldown reduction on this for our spear is great, because we are set up so our dodge roll, our explosion, gets less cooldown, right? This is only being used with the spear skill set, weapon skill set. Okay, this is done. I need to talk about the skills. So these are the skills. I'm using Sorcery Ward with Fire Mastery and Armor Demolisher. This doesn't make any sense. Just get Fire Mastery or Cold Mastery, or any mastery you want here. If you have more Spirit than I do, because you have the 40 Divine Jewel that I was talking about earlier, you can get some other things here. Chaotic Surge, I'm doing this one, but this is a work in progress, along with our Spear Throw, which I have to put a gem on it, at least. Mana Leech at least. So, okay, this is our Chaotic Surge. Chaos Attunement, Magnified Area 2, Rage Forge 2, and Chaos Mastery. For our dodge roll, we have cooldown recovery 2, so 30% more increased cooldown recovery. We need that.
Need more time.
We have Holy Descent, so it gives us consecrated ground, that's life regeneration, but a different kind. It's 5% per second, and that works for us, so we get a bit more HP if they were hitting us, because that's one of the reasons we are jumping away, right? Stopping ground, so it connects a hit after it falls. You see right there, it hits another time. This is useful to kill enemies practically. It actually kills enemies sometimes. Second Wind, this is really necessary. So when you jump, you also regain some HP. You gain HP after you jump. You see? It makes it so it has twice as many cooldowns, so we can use them in a row, which is really useful. Sometimes you jump, well, you don't want, so you can jump again if you had them both charges, right? It cost us some cooldown recovery, right? It's okay. Then we have Scavenged Plating with prolonged duration and physical mastery. Our defense, this is really important. So you get more armor when you get hit, when you're poisoned, and when Wind Dancer. So Whirling Assault is to generate combo. We do this attack on an enemy after hitting him, after having all our perfection charges, which he's shoved, and we have 5 power charges. When you have 5 power charges after hitting him, you hit this once, you hit Mantra of Destruction, and then you hit Flicker Strike, and it consumes your Mantra of Destruction, consumes your power charges, and it has 40% per section because you have been dealing this 4 times. So this is why we are using Whirling Assault, right? With rapid attacks, practiced combo, ancestral call, and rage. Attack speed practically. Practiced combo is the thing I think is the most useful for this. Mantra of Destruction, we are just using Chaos Mastery, prolonged duration, and life tap. We could be using the other gem that makes it so it's stronger, but the conditions are difficult to meet. But this is our only way of combo regeneration, I think, because the Siphoning Strike is poked, but I'm not sure. So next is Wind Dancer. Wind Dancer is the way we get Scavenged Plating. I talked about it earlier. We get Corrosion, so when we poison them, we have Orcs Smelting, so our Corrosion breaks more armor. We have Deadly Poison, so our poison breaks more armor. We have Poison 3, so it has a chance to poison and makes it so it breaks more armor. You have Tear, so if it kills them like this, the enemy, if it's bleeding, might be explode twice, triggering our Clear, Silos Inquisition, so it hits twice. Maybe it's probably better somewhere else this tier, like Siphoning Strike. Let's try that. So if they are bleeding, after I hit them with Whirling Slash, they explode twice. Flicker Strike. Flicker Strike, I'm using Perpetual Charge, Inevitable Critical, Momentum, Hit and Run, and Heightened Charges. This is practically what you need. There might be a really expensive gem you can get on this, so it treats like resistances as inverted, but that's expensive. Let's see how much. Inverted Rakiata's Flow, 26 divines. So yeah, you can have 26 divine gem here, maybe, I don't know. I don't have 26 divines. I don't really plan on using more currency into this character because everything right now is just about getting better items, practically. Siphoning Strike, so I might just create another character after this. Rapid attacks for Siphoning Strike. This is the way we generate power charges, right? Because you have Gathering Storm, so right now the ground is onlining. If you hit them with Siphoning Strike, it explodes, gives you a power charge, maybe 2. So we can use our Flicker Strike. Grounding, this grounding effect, we can make it move with our Whirling Slash. So now it's onlining, but it won't last forever. Disappears, right? But you can also use Whirling Slash to using the map ground or the enemy's grounds too, so you can if it's a shocking ground, your Warling Slash will be always be shocked. If a fire ground, it will be on fire, and chilling ground, I don't like it. They will be on ice. You can retaliate against enemies abilities like that. It's really fun. So for a Siphoning Strike, we have rapid attacks, head 2, charge proficient 2, mana leech. This is what I thought I didn't have. So this is shouldn't be really working with this. So I'm gonna, because I had mana issues, and that's one of the ways I overcome it. Getting Siphoning Strike, mana leech, and problem solved using that. But right now I changed it, so I'm just gonna get more damage right there probably. Let's see if I have another tier. I can put this there. It has tier. Okay, we do this. Okay, as the Siphoning Strike now has tier, so killing blows, this is good for our clear, right? Tier, and them enemies being bleeding using Wildling Slash. So next we have our Wildling Slash, we have bleed 3, so you know, you get tier stacks and explode twice. Through our passives, we have rage 3, more attack speed is great. Rapid attacks, more attack speed is great. Ritual ferocity, I explained this earlier, more attack speed is great. Commiserate, so you remove the bleeding is on you, but you don't actually need that right now, right? Because I need to bleed because of my passive. So need to find out. I could put ignite on it. I don't think it has chance to ignite though. Yeah, I don't have ignite. Okay. I don't have fire damage. Yeah, I think maybe rip. Let's try rip for a while. So right now I'm using rip. So if this kills an enemy, they will drop things that increase our life regeneration. I don't think it works though. I tested that before. Let's put knockback, and that's it. Just how you call that? Those quality of life, like a skill, right? As you can see right now, I'm just taking the fires on the shit. I'm just gonna open this, whatever.
Taking on some serious danger, I see.
So what was I testing? Okay, right. The quality of life gem. Yeah, it knocks back them more, right? Which is great. Why not? So when there's an enemy left, we get the combo. Our trigger strike is there just to hit one-shot enemies practically. But okay, yeah, it kind of works. Next to we have Gathering Storm. Gathering Storm is the way I get grounding, lightning ground. So I can move it with Link Slash. We have Innervate on it, so when it kills all of our things get lightning damage, really good. It does more damage with Chaos, Persistent Ground, more lightning ground. Persistent Ground 3 by the way. Edge Radiance gives us Chaos damage. Converts lightning damage to Chaos, extra 20% Chaos. Good to, I know, deal more damage. Gain an Endurance charge with Perfected Endurance. This is really great. We need Endurance charges for the following, and we have Perfection. It's a way that the thing that we have charge 4 times to get 40% more damage. Last, we have Charge Regulation. Charge Regulation gives you, well, I'm using Clarity, I'm using Cool Headed, I'm using Precision on it, just to get more hit sync, you get more mana regen, and you get less ignite duration. I probably could get Poison here, because we are so many times immune to ignite now, so I'm gonna do that. But yeah, this is the build. As you can see, it's a work in progress. This is a tier 15 map with just one try. I don't usually die, but to make this video, just wanted to showcase it without worrying it too much. So I think it's finished. I think it's finished. Did I miss something? Oh well, this right here, maybe I didn't talk much about them, right? These are great. This is what they take damage from our mana. Have a higher life pool, like 1.6 for plus 400, plus 500, plus I don't know, 60 more. It's fine. And attack speed while we are not on low mana. This is another way we get attack speed, right? And we're using Secular Teachings, right? So all our dexterity becomes armor. So having high dexterity is really good, like with this right here. And this 25 is a lot, and this plus 13. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching.